everybody, welcome back. It's Rosalie. Welcome to the Ultimate World Music Reaction channel. We are diving into something brand new today. Many of you have been asking for me to check out the band Epica. Epica, from what I understand, is a rock metal band from the Netherlands. I have heard of them. I know of Epica, but to be honest with you, I don't listen to them. I don't know about their music. But today I'm going to check out their song, Stabat Mater Dolorosa. And this features Jansen. I'm going to check out the live version. I'm really excited about this. The word Stabat Mater Dolorosa is considered one of the 7 greatest Latin hymns. The hymn originated in the 13th century during the peak of the Franciscan devotion to the crucified Jesus, and it's been attributed to Pope Innocent III, Saint Bonaventure, or more commonly, Jacopone da Todi, who is considered to be the most real author. Today's shout out goes to Michael Decker. Thank you so much for buying me coffees and for making this suggestion. Let me know if you know of this song and what you thought. Here we go. Oh, and as always, before we hop in, before we get on this ride, make sure to buckle up, like, share, and subscribe. Here we go.
A special guest on stage with me.
Floor is so tall. It's amazing.
Jansen, give it up for Flo! Thank you. Ooh, look at that.
Now, this is a beautiful introduction, and we're going to go back in just a second to start from the get-go. But I was reminded that this was in the middle of a metal concert, so keep that in mind.
Thank you. Dankjewel. Prachtig. That was lovely, wasn't it?
That was absolutely beautiful. And it's crazy to think that that was in the middle of a windmilling, headbanging metal concert. Just to stop and appreciate classical music like that and opera. These women can sing. Now, it's cool because I have a feeling that once I dive into Epica for real, like their songs and the things that they are very famous for and where I can really get a taste for their music, is going to be a contrast if they are a metal rock band, from what I understand. But they were founded, they're a symphonic metal band, which is fitting since, Floor and Nightwish is also symphonic metal. They were founded by guitarist and vocalist Mark Jansen after he left After Forever. And they are a symphonic metal band where they had progressive with gothic tendencies, they had progressive metal tendencies, and then later on they incorporated more of the death metal influences in their music. The lead singer, if I understand correctly, is Simone Simons. Is that correct? And she integrates her operatic voice, the mezzo-soprano vocals, the growled vocals. But I'm excited to check it out. I don't want to learn too much about the band yet, just because it'll be fun once I dive into their hits and some of their big songs. So I'm looking forward to that. But this in itself was beautiful, just to see how these ladies and their beautiful operatic voices work together, how they're able to sing so beautifully on these high notes. That's just beautiful. What I sing personally is usually more of the raspy, jazzy, bluesy, soulful. So I love hearing when these higher notes are sung with such clarity. The way that their voices worked together so well, but also complemented each other. The way that they each had their parts and then they just flowed together so beautifully. From what I could tell, they were basically just singing that first stanza, that first verse of Stabat Mater Dolorosa, which is in Latin, and that first verse says, "At the cross, her station keeping, stood the mournful mother weeping, close to Jesus to the last." So Mary weeping till the death of Jesus. And regardless if you're religious or not, or you've gone to church or not, to me there's something very beautiful, somber, and sacred when you stand in some of these old and historic churches, regardless if it's a Catholic or a Protestant or Lutheran church. Sometimes, for one, the acoustics are off the charts. When you go to Europe and you explore these buildings that are hundreds and hundreds of years old, the acoustic, the history, the culture that is behind it. But even just from a human standpoint, because you guys know I'm all about the music and the psychology. If you try to put yourself in the shoes of the person that wrote this hymn hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and what they felt and how they experienced the words in Latin to this hymn, how it was sung throughout the ages in the churches in Latin, how now it is being sung by these two beautiful ladies from these metal bands, which is so crazy to see over the course of history how certain pieces of art and history are carried on or interpreted in different ways. Beautifully done, beautifully accompanied, even with the orchestra. But just beautiful to see when history is carried on and is treasured, because there's just things that you can't get back, right? There's certain things that if torn down or burned or destroyed, we can never get that back. There's something to be said, to me personally, about honoring and reflecting on history and culture and all these different things that we as humanity have experienced and explored. And that's one of the things I love about Europe and I appreciate about it, culture and the history. This is an ancient piece, and they were beautifully interpreting this and singing this, doing it justice beautifully, in my opinion. Even it being sung by these two beautiful ladies, I think is also special, since it does reflect on the sufferings of Mary. And I think that is also something special, again, from a human perspective, if we try to take a moment, regardless of your stance on faith, and reflect on what the mother of Mary, what the mother of Jesus, what Mary felt, the pain when your child is being crucified in complete agony. Like, there's something to be said about empathy and about putting ourselves in the shoes of others, imagining what something was like, reflecting on that, and then seeing this piece of history, this beautiful Latin hymn that was carried through the ages, to be sung so beautifully by these ladies with their amazing operatic vocals, clear and clean. Impressive to me after singing for hours, after, singing with loud instruments. We're talking metal, we're talking rock, we're talking rasp, we're talking screams, and then still to be able to perform with such clarity. Absolutely beautiful. And really cool to check out. I'm excited to check out more of Nightwish, Floor, Epica. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. As always, like, share, subscribe. Check out the links in the description for ways to say thanks, buy a coffee, become a patron, get some merch. But I'll see you soon. This was Rosalie. Till next time. Heyo!